Good morning, everybody. Jim Feist and Hank Goldberg here in Las Vegas. Hank, we saw a wild shootout in Green Bay last night. I think we were both surprised.
Well, I'm beginning to wonder about Rodgers now. First of all, a lot of things went wrong for Green Bay. Not to make excuses for a bad pick, but when their wide receiver who had 180 yards receiving went out of the game with a turf toe, that really hurt their offense.
Sure did.
He was key. He was killing them. Secondly, when you get down to the 2-yard line and you got first and goal, run the ball once to offset the defense. That's standard. That's it. But you got a first-year head coach for Green Bay, and he kind of looked bad last night. And then you got the quarterback for Green Bay. It throws the ball in double coverage, and then you had a guy who had nobody within 10 yards of him in the corner of the end zone, and if he waits for one second and sees him, which he always has done in the past, it's like he just has to flip the ball to him and the score's tied. And, they just, Philadelphia ran all over them. They had no answers for the run defense. And, this was supposed to be a good young defense. And their special teams, they get ahead and up. They got in the red zone 4 times. They got where they did not score a touchdown. They had 2 field goals and 2 interceptions. This is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Shouldn't be.
Well, I would say that, he's at the tail end of his, prime career. But, he's still very good, no question about it. But he's had problems.
But he shouldn't be at the tail end of his career. He's not that old.
How old is he, Hank? I think he's like 35, isn't he?
Mid-30s. Yeah. Mid-30s. That's nothing.
Okay, maybe he has 3-4 more good years. Maybe more. Maybe like Brady, he'll go to his 40s.
No, he ain't going like Brady. His judgment is bad. There's something not right. Can't get along with coaches.
That is true. He's not had a good record with getting along with coaches. At least that's what we know from the media side of things. Well, the game flew over the total. I was wrong about that. I thought the game would be a defensive battle based on what they had done previously, but they woke up offensively, and they really poured on the points. And now I think we have to worry a little bit about the totals because they've been under, and these teams are going to start to get their mojo together offensively, and they might start putting up points. The rules do bend.
I wouldn't overreact to that game. You had a team in Green Bay that has now been averaging over 150 yards defense on the ground, and Philadelphia just realized that, and they just ran against them. They didn't throw the ball all that well. They didn't have to. And then next week they go to Dallas to face one of the top running backs in the game, and they can't stop the run. Their run defense is dreadful. Every week they're Minnesota ran for 140 yards against them. Every team is running against them. Detroit ran against them. They have no run defense. We should have known better. And, here's a team coming off a short week and goes in there and does that. Second week in a row on the road in a short week. Defies everything. But I don't know that all the teams are going to be high scoring all of a sudden. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. You got this week, you got some real low-scoring games possibly. Dallas and New Orleans could be a low-scoring game. Jacksonville, Denver is definitely a low-scoring game. Minnesota, Chicago is a low-scoring game. Seattle and Arizona could be a low-scoring game. Tennessee and Atlanta could be a low-scoring game. New England and Buffalo could be a low-scoring game. That's more than half the schedule.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out. You're right. Potentially, they could be. What do you think? You think anything stand out to you on the college card? We've got 4 games tonight in college football. Baseball playoffs are going to start next week. And, there's not marquee matchups, but there are betting angles and potential to make some money with some of these games.
Well, there's a great matchup, I think, between Arizona State and Cal. I think everybody's anxious to see how good this California team is after they went to the Southeast and beat the Mississippi team. Let's see how good they are. This will be a good test for them, and I'm looking forward to watching that game. There's some decent matchups. Iowa State Baylor could be a good game.
Yeah,
Baylor at home getting points. I guess Washington State coming back against Utah.
I was going to bring that one up after what Washington State did at the end of their collapse against UCLA last week. It's interesting to see what they do. And Utah's a pretty good team.
Yeah. So. And the big and Nebraska, Ohio State, I guess, is the other game of interest. That's about it. The rest of them are, Oklahoma should win big, and Alabama should win big, and not too much all that interesting.
Yeah, Alabama.
By the way, last night's game, there were 6 injuries, and 2 of them were serious, and that was not a good thing to watch. And
no.
They totally missed the opening kickoff where the guy got a head shot to the head, and it got carried off the field, and there was no call. But Philadelphia's a little bit of a headhunting team.
Yeah, those injuries with those carts and things that carried off like that is scary to watch.
Yep.
Hate to see that. Well, we do have some interesting games in the NFL. Oakland is probably not going to be home for about 2 months the way they're going with their travel schedule. They're playing at Indianapolis. I mean, the Raiders get a lot of attention here in Las Vegas because they're going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. But quite frankly, I don't think they're very good. They're not a very good team.
No, they're not. And they've got injuries on top of it. And they're playing a very good team this week. So, baseball-wise, there's still some positions to be determined. And 1 race left. And Washington keeps winning. And their pitching staff right now is on top of its game. And, they've got, they just keep rolling right now at the right time. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the postseason.
You're right, 100% right. With those pitchers, they can beat anybody. If those guys are so tough. And I would not want to face them. That's for sure. You may have a better record than them, but you don't want to face them.
Nobody has a better record than them over the last 3 weeks.
That's true, except maybe Milwaukee. Milwaukee has been. I mean, they lose Yelich.
Well, Milwaukee. Remember when Milwaukee lost, their best hitter?
Yeah, and they've won like 18 out of 20 games since.
Yeah,
it's that's pretty remarkable. The team gathered together and they've won 89 games so far this year, and they've won 18 out of the last 20 games, or 18 out of 19, something like that. Pretty hot. Them in Washington have been absolutely smoking. So it's going to be real interesting. We got a great card coming up. The playoffs, I'm excited. And then right around the corner, we got basketball. So it's like crazy time of year. And all the holidays and all the other stuff that's going on. Hank, anything else you want to cover today?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Looking forward to the weekend.
All right, we'll talk to you again on Monday. Good luck this weekend.
All right, Jim, you too.
And don't forget to go to the website and sign up for a free play. Each and every day we'll send you a free play. Just go to the website and register. And we've got a full card this weekend. Hank's plays, my plays. We've got horses. We've got everything for you. So And then next week we're going to start the baseball, and we're rip and tear in that baseball. We're really on top of that. So go to the website, jimfeist.com, and thanks for tuning in.